Imagine a world where the mind is a vast, shadowy forest, mysterious, complex, and often misunderstood. Within this forest, some paths are clear and bright, while others are tangled in darkness and confusion. Mental health is a map that guides us through this terrain. Yet for too long, many have wandered lost, afraid to speak of the shadows they face. Tonight, we step into the light. We unravel the mysteries of mental health, confront the fears and myths, and learn how to support ourselves and those we love. This journey is not just about knowledge. It is about compassion, courage, and connection. Mental health is not a whisper in the dark. It is a vital part of our existence. To ignore it is to ignore a part of ourselves. To speak openly is to heal, to empower, and to transform. Mental health problems come in many forms, each with its own story, its own challenges. Among the most common are depression, a heavy fog that dims joy and drains energy, anxiety disorders, relentless storms of fear and worry, bipolar disorder, the wild tide of mood swinging between despair and elation, schizophrenia, a fractured reality where perception and truth blur, post-traumatic stress disorder, the haunting echoes of past trauma, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, the chains of intrusive thoughts and rituals. Recognizing these conditions is the first step toward understanding. Symptoms may whisper before they shout. Persistent sadness, overwhelming fear, sudden mood shifts, hallucinations, flashbacks, or compulsive behaviors. These signs are cries for help, signals in the mind that something is amiss. But what causes these shadows to fall? The roots are tangled. Biological factors like genetics and brain chemistry, psychological wounds from trauma or stress, social pressures, and isolation. No single cause, but a complex interplay that shapes each individual's experience. Support is the beacon in this darkness. Knowing when to seek help from therapists, doctors, or support groups can change lives. Treatment is not a one-size-fits-all. It ranges from medication and psychotherapy to lifestyle changes and mindfulness practices. Healing is a journey, often winding, but always possible. Yet, myths and stigma still cloud the path. Mental illness is not weakness, nor a choice. It does not define a person's worth or potential. Dispelling these falsehoods is essential to creating a world where everyone can seek help without fear. So, let's open the conversation. Share your thoughts, your stories, your questions. Together, we break the silence, lift the stigma, and build a community of understanding and hope. Remember, mental health is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. Your mind is a universe, vast, mysterious, and worthy of care. Subscribe to join this journey of discovery and healing. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And above all, you matter. Mental health is a spectrum, a vast landscape where each individual's experience is unique yet connected by common threads. Depression, one of the most pervasive mental health challenges, often cloaks itself in silence. It is not merely sadness, but profound emptiness that drains color from life. Those who suffer may feel isolated, misunderstood, trapped in a shadow that seems endless. Yet, depression is not a sentence. It is a condition that can be treated, managed, and overcome. Anxiety disorders, on the other hand, are like storms that rage within the mind. They manifest as persistent worry, panic attacks, and physical symptoms that can be debilitating. The mind races, heart pounds, and the world feels unsafe. Understanding anxiety is crucial because it is often invisible to others, yet profoundly real to those who endure it. Bipolar disorder introduces a dramatic rhythm to life's melody. Soaring highs of mania followed by crushing lows of depression. This oscillation challenges not only the individual, but also their loved ones. Yet, with proper treatment and support, stability and fulfillment are attainable. Schizophrenia, perhaps the most misunderstood, distorts reality itself. Hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thinking create a world where the line between what is real and what is not becomes blurred. Compassion and education are vital to dismantling the fear and stigma surrounding this condition. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is a mind's echo of trauma, replaying painful memories and triggering intense emotional responses. It is a reminder that the past can haunt the present, but healing is possible through therapy and support. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, traps individuals in cycles of intrusive thoughts and repetitive behaviors. These rituals, while providing temporary relief, often consume time and energy, impacting daily life. Recognizing these symptoms early can be life-saving. Changes in mood, behavior, sleep, appetite, or social engagement are signals that should not be ignored. If you or someone you know experiences these signs, reaching out to a mental health professional is a courageous and vital step. The causes of mental health problems are multifaceted. Genetics may predispose individuals, but environment, life experiences, and social context play significant roles. Childhood trauma, chronic stress, social isolation, and economic hardship can all contribute to the development of mental health conditions. Support systems are the lifelines in this journey. Family, friends, therapists, and support groups provide understanding, encouragement, and practical help. Treatment options vary. Psychotherapy, medication, lifestyle changes, and holistic approaches all have their place. Despite advances in understanding, myths persist. Mental illness is not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It does not mean someone is dangerous or incapable. These misconceptions fuel stigma, which in turn discourages people from seeking help. Breaking this cycle requires openness and education. Sharing stories, listening without judgment, and promoting mental health awareness can transform lives. Your mental health is a vital part of your overall well-being. Caring for it is an act of courage and self-respect. Mental health challenges do not discriminate. They touch every culture, every age, every walk of life. Yet, the experience of mental illness is often deeply personal and isolating. Many suffer in silence, burdened not only by their symptoms, but by the weight of misunderstanding and judgment. Depression, for example, can feel like a heavy fog that dulls the senses and saps the will. It is more than sadness. It is a profound loss of hope and energy. Those who live with depression often describe it as a darkness that clings to every thought, making even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. Anxiety disorders manifest as a relentless tension, a mind caught in a loop of worry and fear. Panic attacks can strike without warning, leaving the body trembling and the heart racing. The world becomes a place of uncertainty and threat. Even when danger is absent, bipolar disorder swings between mania and depression can be bewildering and exhausting. During manic phases, individuals may feel invincible, bursting with energy and ideas. Yet these highs can spiral into reckless behavior. The depressive lows bring despair and withdrawal, creating a cycle that challenges stability. Schizophrenia alters perception itself. Hallucinations and delusions distort reality, making it difficult to distinguish truth from illusion. This condition often carries a heavy stigma, fueled by fear and misinformation. Yet with proper treatment, many lead fulfilling lives. Post-traumatic stress disorder is the mind's echo of trauma, replaying painful memories and triggering intense emotional responses. It is a reminder that the past can haunt the present, but healing is possible through therapy and support. Obsessive-compulsive disorder traps individuals in cycles of intrusive thoughts and repetitive behaviors. These rituals, while providing temporary relief, often consume time and energy, impacting daily life. Recognizing these symptoms early can be life-saving. Changes in mood, behavior, sleep, appetite, or social engagement are signals that should not be ignored. If you or someone you know experiences these signs, reaching out to a mental health professional is a courageous and vital step. The causes of mental health problems are multifaceted. Genetics may predispose individuals, but environment, life experiences, and social context play significant roles. Childhood trauma, chronic stress, social isolation, and economic hardship can all contribute to the development of mental health conditions. Support systems are the lifelines in this journey. Family, friends, therapists, and support groups provide understanding, encouragement, and practical help. Treatment options vary. Psychotherapy, medication, lifestyle changes, and holistic approaches all have their place. Despite advances in understanding, myths persist. Mental illness is not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It does not mean someone is dangerous or incapable. These misconceptions fuel stigma, which in turn discourages people from seeking help. Breaking this cycle requires openness and education. Sharing stories, listening without judgment, and promoting mental health awareness can transform lives. Your mental health is a vital part of your overall well-being. Caring for it is an act of courage and self-respect. Mental health is often misunderstood as a solitary battle, but it is, in truth, a shared human experience. The journey toward healing is rarely linear. It is marked by progress and setbacks, hope and despair. Recognizing this complexity is essential to fostering compassion for ourselves and for others. One of the most powerful tools in this journey is education. Understanding the biological underpinnings of mental illness, how neurotransmitters, brain structures, and genetics influence mood and behavior, demystifies the experience. It shifts the narrative from blame to science, from stigma to empathy. Psychological factors also play a crucial role. Early life experiences, trauma, and chronic stress shape the architecture of the mind. The stories we tell ourselves, the coping mechanisms we develop, and the support we receive all influence mental health outcomes. Social factors cannot be overlooked. Isolation, discrimination, poverty, and lack of access to care create barriers that exacerbate mental health struggles. Conversely, strong social connections, community support, and inclusive environments foster resilience. Treatment is multifaceted. Psychotherapy offers a space to explore thoughts and emotions, to develop new perspectives and skills. Medications can correct chemical imbalances, providing relief from debilitating symptoms. Lifestyle changes, regular exercise, balanced nutrition, adequate sleep, mindfulness practices, support overall well-being. Importantly, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It is an act of self-respect and courage to acknowledge vulnerability and reach out. Yet, stigma remains a formidable obstacle. It silences voices, isolates individuals, and perpetuates misunderstanding. Challenging stigma requires collective effort through open dialogue, education, and advocacy. By sharing stories of struggle and recovery, we humanize mental illness. We remind each other that no one is alone in their experience. Mental health is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. It requires patience, kindness, and perseverance. As we deepen our understanding, we cultivate a culture of empathy and support, a culture where mental health is valued as much as physical health. In this shared journey, every step toward awareness and acceptance is a step toward healing. We have journeyed to the shadows and light of the human mind, unveiling the mysteries of mental health challenges. We have seen that these struggles are not signs of weakness, but complex conditions that require understanding, support, and treatment. We have dispelled the myths that kept us silent and illuminated the paths toward healing and well-being. Remember, your consciousness is a vast universe, and caring for it is the highest act of self-respect. Do not fear seeking help, and do not be ashamed to speak about your feelings. Every step toward openness is a step toward freedom. Let this knowledge be your shield and your beacon. Be kind to yourself and to others, for within each of us lives a story worthy of understanding. If this video has touched your heart or given you new insight, please subscribe, and ring the bell to join our community of seekers and healers. Share your thoughts, questions, or experiences in the comments below. Your voice matters. If you want us to explore each of these mental health issues in detail, please write it in the comments below. I will create dedicated videos on each topic in my upcoming content.